Coach Corbin.
Just a hard-fought game. Right to the end, we kind of knew that going in. Knew that it didn't matter what the score was going to be. They certainly made it very interesting at the end. You have to give them credit. But where I thought we really established ourselves was certainly on the mound again tonight with Kumar. Settling in midway through, really just rebounding after just a one run, because a young kid who's never been through this before, I call him young, but doesn't act that way. He just settled in very well and got us deep into the ball game. They got out of that sixth inning, run on our first and second, no outs, and came out of there with nothing on the scoreboard. We played very good defense, exception a couple plays, but I thought we handled the ball well. Julian had a fantastic night, a lot of different ways. The bat, but he just had as many RBIs on the defensive side, in my opinion, as he did offensive side. He saved a bunch of runs tonight, even blocking a ball that was a pick play, but it was good to get such great contribution from him, and some team at bats throughout the 4 runs, obviously, at the end of the day.
Questions to our student athletes? Just raise your hand if you wouldn't mind to give the mic.
Chris Lee with Vandy Sports. Kumar, what's going through your head when they get a couple on early and you're kind of behind the 8 ball just right away?
Being a visitor, I figured it was my time to pick up the offense for once, because they've been picking up the pitchers all year. So that was really what I was thinking, just shut it down for them.
Adam Sparks, Tennessee, and Kumar, when you get those defensive plays, Jules had a double play, Austin had that barehanded throw on the bunt. How does that affect your momentum when you're getting those plays?
Everything. I think that defines my outing sometimes. It's just the glove plays that make it ridiculous behind me, and they just help me get the next batter.
Julian, it didn't seem like huge runs necessarily at the time, but obviously the top of the ninth was huge. What was the mindset there when you lead things off, and what's it say about this lineup that you just keep pounding away, because it turned out to be huge?
Yeah, we just try to be dynamic and attack 1 through 9. Really didn't matter. It's just another at-bat we're competing, and every at-bat we have we're competing. So again, it really wasn't a different mindset. It was, we need to start this off, we need to keep going and keep attacking all 9 innings.
Julian, what's going through your head when you're out there? You have a 7-run lead. You've got a closer who's been untouchable on the mound. You guys have just won so many, just beating people down lately. To be challenged like that in a way that you haven't in a while, do you approach the game any differently, or is it just baseball as usual?
Game's not over. It's just another inning. Another inning to get to the end of the game. We got to win that frame. And again, there's nobody else I'd want on that mound in that situation than Tyler Brown. And we know he's going to compete, and we're confident. But at the end of the day, it's just another inning, and we need to get out of it, and we're just trying to win it.
Kumar, you pitched a lot, but this is your first NCAA tournament game. Is it? Give us the idea of the mood. Is it jitters, anxiety? How do you feel when you go out there?
I'd say that all the jitters got out. SEC tournament for sure. Being in that environment definitely set me up for coming back home. It was a lot easier to pitch in there.
Kumar, the Indiana State guys were talking about you kind of pitching backwards in some of those key situations, and also they just thought that you were at your best when things got a little shaky there. Did you feel extra focus, or that you had your best stuff in those moments?
Throughout the week, I had some confidence working on my stretch, and being sideways on the mound, it helped a lot more, knowing that I could throw a strike easily. So yeah, you can say there's more confidence.
More questions of the student athletes? 2 or 3 more? Fellas, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, go ahead.
For both of you guys, just the opportunity now in front of this team tomorrow and or Monday to win another regional title and kind of add to what you guys have done.
It means everything, but again, it's just focus on the opponent we're playing tomorrow. Those outcomes take care of themselves when you win the game. So obviously we're excited for that, but at the end of the day, same preparation going into it, same way we're competing, and same mindset going into it.
Right, it's just another game. Everyone in the locker room knows that too.
Any more? Okay, fellas, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we do questions, Chris up front, or you want to go first? Is that?
Tim, you talked about Julian, what you played. A lot of them, how do you think they would be playing, in this particular night, had some really big hits?
Well, but I think the balance in the order, it doesn't really feel like the bottom. I think once it gets started, the game gets started, Marty's at the top, then it just moves to an order. It's just 9 pieces of guys that have pretty good awareness of who they are and they don't try to outstretch themselves. So I don't really look at it as the bottom, although you're going to get your offense from different areas each night. Tonight we got it from those pieces.
Of course, Indiana State guys said that Kumar was better in the tougher situations. What is it about, he's a freshman, but what is it about his makeup that makes him pitch not like a freshman?
I'm still learning like you are, in terms of who he is. I mean, each time out, this is his, first regional, as you mentioned, the SEC tournament. In these moments, he's competed well. He's just been able to handle his adrenaline, which I think is so important for a young kid, is just containing adrenaline during those moments, and he does it well. But yet, it's really the first time for us to experience this on the mound. Is it a surprise? It's not really a surprise if you understood how he trained and how he goes about things. He's a mature kid for being just a young guy.
Tim, Tyler has just been so untouchable over the last 6 weeks. So what happened with him in the ninth?
They hit him. But they hit him. And there's not much you can do. We'll take care of it.
Tim, do you give any thought in that situation when you guys bat around like that and it's a long inning and all of a sudden it balloons from 4-1 to 8-1, which isn't a typical situation for him? Do you give any thought in that situation to maybe go into the pen and just take him out at that moment?
No, because it was a safe situation prior to the 4 runs, so you want your best guy out there to finish for this reason. That game could have flipped easily, obviously. But Tyler's been the best person all year, and he will get the ball again in that moment. But sometimes, like on Sunday against Mississippi, we picked up Raby, and today Eater picked up Tyler Brown. That's what teammates do. Someone else steps up into that situation and they pick him up. And that gives Eater a chance that he might not have had, and good for him that he gets that opportunity, because that was a high temperature pitching opportunity.
You've talked all season long about the benefit of experience with this group. How much of a factor was that in the ninth when things started going wrong and maybe guys didn't panic? I mean, like what was the mood of the team at that point?
Pretty good. I mean, you get to the mound and no one's rattled. The conversation and the words are very positive and very controlled. I mean, even Ethan, when he threw the ball to second base, he decided I should have thrown that ball to third base. He knows, but they control themselves very well. But we're playing a double-A team. That team, 18 seniors, all 9 starters, I think with the exception of one, he's a junior, and the rest of them are seniors. So we're playing an older team too that they're not going anywhere. When the first time we played them during the season, I told our guys, I said, we potentially will see these guys again at some point. I said, they will never stop. It doesn't matter. They had 9 comeback victories leading up to that. That was game 37 for us. And I told our guys, these guys aren't going away. So in the back of our mind, we knew that game wasn't over.
Maurice.
Tim, with Tyler having thrown 30 tonight, is he done?
No, I don't think he'll be done. No, I think you get to this part of the season and you bounce back, and we just take care of his arm, but at the same time, everyone has to be available mentally, and we'll see what he can do physically tomorrow.
Tim, that's 5, maybe 6 great outings in a row for Jake. What's been the difference for him in that?
Touches, just getting on the mound more than anything. I mean, last year you're talking about Jake Eater, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think just touches in that situation. He started out as a starter last year as a freshman. He pitched well in spots. He's gaining confidence. It's just every time he has that one outing, like you said, and then it couples with another one, he gains more confidence, self-esteem.
2 more questions. Anybody?
The shift on JJ, was that something different? Have you seen much of that?
I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen 4 outfielders. 4 outfielders, and then they slid the third baseman over the shortstop position. Initially, they just said, give him the bunt. But when we had the lead, then they moved the third baseman up to take away the bunt just in case he did bunt. But the only way you can take care of that shift is if there's someone on first. If there's someone on first, then they can't play the shift. But I've seen it in the big leagues. I've seen some things happen here in the last couple of days. Cincinnati walked Adley Rutschman last night with the bases loaded for a run, so nothing surprises me anymore. I think when you want to contain offense and a guy who's going really good, then you do what you have to do in order to defend him. And sometimes those shifts too, they can play mind games with the hitter in terms of looking at it and say, okay, now what do I do? I'm not saying that happened to JJ, but it can.
Tim, you talked about how you knew that they weren't going to go away, but is tonight kind of, I guess, an added lesson or reinforcement of you just grind everything out? Because the top of the ninth could have been a time when guys kind of go through the motions and you think your pitchers get it done, yet you grind it out 4 big runs.
No doubt that game would have been over in their favor had that not happened. And I think we've been in some experiences, Steve, in the last week, SEC tournament and this one, that we haven't been exposed to during the course of the season. And for that, you got to be grateful, because if you see them, it just calluses your brain to those situations. And we have to feel fortunate that we're playing games like this, even though they're tough to play, they're nerve-wracking at certain times. When you come out on top and you survive them, you've made yourself better.
One more question. Coach, thank you very much. Commodores are back.